The train had barely left the station when a young woman rushed into my compartment, sat beside me without asking, grabbed my trembling hand, and whispered something that instantly turned an ordinary afternoon into the most unforgettable 3 hours of my life. She looked straight into my eyes, fighting back tears, and quietly said that for the next 3 hours I was her husband. Before I could even understand what she meant, three men walked through the carriage, carefully scanning every passenger. My heart pounded as I realized I had somehow become part of a story I never asked to join. Before we continue, if you believe that kindness, courage, and second chances can change lives, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who loves emotional stories, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories for more unforgettable journeys that touch the heart. It was a bright summer afternoon, and sunlight poured through the train windows, painting golden patterns across the seats. I was just an ordinary school librarian named Adrian Cole, 36 years old, carrying a small backpack and heading home after helping organize a children's reading festival in another city. My life had become painfully quiet after losing both my parents within 2 years. I had grown used to silence, routine, and traveling alone. Nothing exciting ever happened to me, and honestly, I preferred it that way. But fate rarely asks for permission before changing someone's life. The woman sitting beside me looked no older than 28. Her name, as I would later learn, was Serena Vale. She wore a simple light blue dress, her chestnut hair loosely tied behind her shoulders, and her frightened eyes kept searching the reflections in the train windows instead of looking directly at people. Without saying much, she gently slipped a plain silver ring onto my finger and rested her head lightly against my shoulder as though we had been married for years. Every movement seemed carefully planned, yet filled with genuine fear. The three men finally reached our row. They slowed down, stared at us for a long moment, and one of them offered an uncomfortable smile before walking away. Only after they disappeared into the next carriage did Serena finally breathe again. She quietly explained that she had witnessed financial documents proving that powerful investors were stealing money meant for children's hospitals. After discovering the truth, she became the target of people who wanted those files to disappear forever. She wasn't asking me to fight anyone or become a hero. She simply needed to look like an ordinary wife traveling home with her husband until the train reached the next major station where trustworthy investigators were waiting. Every minute felt longer than the last. I had always believed courage belonged to soldiers, firefighters, or police officers, not quiet librarians who spent their days recommending novels to children. Yet something inside me refused to leave this frightened stranger alone. During those 3 hours, we talked softly about life, family, loss, and hope. Serena confessed that she had almost given up trusting people because fear had convinced her that everyone only looked after themselves. I admitted that after losing my family, I had forgotten how meaningful human connection could be. Somewhere between shared memories and nervous smiles, two complete strangers reminded each other that compassion still existed in the world. Outside, endless green fields rolled beneath the warm afternoon sun while peaceful villages flashed past the windows. Inside the carriage, however, every stop felt dangerous. Each time new passengers boarded, Serena stiffened with anxiety. I found myself pretending to discuss weekend plans, pointing at imaginary vacation spots outside the window, and laughing louder than I normally would. It felt strangely natural. For those 3 hours, we created an entire marriage out of simple acts of kindness, not because we loved each other, but because one frightened person desperately needed another human being to stand beside her. When the train finally arrived at the central station, two investigators quietly approached us. Serena handed them a small flash drive hidden inside the cover of an old paperback novel I had been carrying all day. Moments later, the same three men were peacefully detained without causing panic among the passengers. Serena turned toward me with tears filling her eyes. She removed the silver ring from my finger, thanked me for believing a complete stranger, and disappeared into the crowd surrounded by investigators before I even had the chance to ask whether we would ever meet again. Months passed, and life slowly returned to normal until one sunny afternoon, a handwritten letter arrived at my library. Inside was a photograph of a brand new children's hospital wing. On the back, Serena had written that the stolen money had been recovered, dozens of lives would now be saved, and none of it would have happened without one quiet librarian who chose kindness over fear. For the first time in years, I realized that ordinary people can create extraordinary endings simply by refusing to walk away when someone needs them most. If this story touched your heart and reminded you that even the smallest act of kindness can change someone's future, please like this video, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories so together we can keep spreading hope through powerful stories. Before this story ends, I have one special request for you. Please comment below with the words, "Kindness always wins." Your message may inspire someone who needs hope today.